Hey everybody, this is Jason again, back with another Friday the 13th review. This time, Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Yes, Jason Takes Manhattan. Or, I like to call it Jason Takes Vancouver, because that's where it was filmed. You do get some shots of Times Square, um, but when I was a kid, I didn't want to give this one a chance at all. And I'm pretty close to that nowadays, because I do love the formula of Jason at Crystal Lake. I mean, to me that worked. So I know what they were trying to go for was something different. So, and this one does get a lot of different types of feedback. You got your fans that just absolutely love it. You got your fans that absolutely hate it. And spoiler alert, or I should say surprise, I'm somewhere in the middle on this one, because at this point in my life I already know what's coming up after this exact one. So I gave this one a shot, especially most recently after they reboot and Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell. So let's get right into it. Basically, at the beginning of it, you meet two characters, just a guy and a girl, on their own. It's a little boat or something like that, and they're partying. They're together, and surprisingly enough, there is a hockey mask. It's not the same hockey mask, but yet there's the axe mark. So I know they were just trying to give a shout out to it, but it's like, wow, okay. And basically the boat they're in Crystal Lake, because you actually do see Camp Crystal Lake, I think, with the sign set in the background as the boat's going by. But the boat is going next to Jason's body, which at the end of part 7, the Tina's dad had grabbed him and brought him down. So something, I forget exactly what happened, but I think some type of electrical cord had hit his body and electrocuted him back to life. He goes aboard the ship, or not at this point, not the ship, it's a small boat. Kills them both. Takes the hockey mask, and you can already tell a difference with Jason in this part. He's slimier. I love the part 7 Jason look. This one, not too much. It's just a different look, and I know each they had different designers on each of them. But this one was so different. We'll get into that a little bit more later. So basically, you meet characters in here. Again, this one, the characters aren't memorable again. It's just a bunch of high school students, and I think they are celebrating their high school graduation. I believe it was like Crystal Lake High School or something like that. So they celebrate by boarding the most dingiest, nastiest cruise boat. When I was in high school, we actually went on a cruise boat for a little bit up in Seattle area. It was a nice boat, so why they couldn't do something like that. But this one, it's like a leftover, I don't know what you can call it, but it's nasty. It doesn't seem safe at all. So what's happening is this cruise liner, well, basically, just to quickly get into it, Jason gets on board. I mean, that's all there is to it. Jason gets on board. He spends a lot of time on this boat, and honestly, to me, there was some memorable parts in here. I won't even go into it honestly in this one. But he spends way too much time on the boat. That honestly, and again, when I was a kid, I never gave this any chance. So So what nowadays? I can't wait till they get to Manhattan. I mean, really, that's because it's like, hey, they're on the boat or on the cruise liner, and it's like, okay, enough with it. And there's some pretty cool kills. Yeah, I think it was JJ or something like that, the rock star type getting killed with her own guitar. Thought that was pretty cool. Later on in the movie, there's one memorable one by Julius's death where he gets decapitated, and that's outstanding. I don't recall, other than Pamela Voorhees, if there was ever a person that was decapitated. I can't think of it right now, but let's see. So basically, you find the main character Rennie. She had some. I think it was her uncle that was also on board the cruise line as well. But when she was a kid, she had a bad experience with him. They're in Crystal Lake on a boat, and she can't swim, so she forces her down overboard, and that's where you first see little Jason. No offense to this little Jason. To me, it's not the little Jason from Part 1. You know, Ari Lehman. Nobody can play little Jason, in my opinion, except for him. You know, the makeup and everything on him was great. But this one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was just a regular little boy. So, I don't think she remembered that. But they get over to... they get off the cruise ship. They're in a... They have to get out of the ship. And they're floating along. And mysteriously, they make it to Manhattan, the harbor in Manhattan. And... there's one, and of course, Jason's following the entire time. You know, the Jason that's later on in the series, you find out that he's scared of water, right? But anyway, there's a funny scene. They get up, they're climbing up the ladder up onto the harbor. Jason does too. And somewhere around here, you see Jason look at that billboard that has a hockey mask. I think they were trying to advertise the New York Ranger hockey team. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what it was. And he kind of stares into the camera like, what the heck? They stole it or something like that, you know. I thought that was pretty clever. Again, not much. I don't want to get too much into reviewing what exactly happened here. There's a couple memorable moments. You see Jason in Times Square. And I do like this part. I really do like this part. You got a group of, I don't know what you would call them. I guess a group of gangsters or something like that. And Jason kicks the radio, the boombox, and they're about to cut him. And he turns around and pulls up his mask. I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool. So I did like that part, and I know Kane Hodder loved. That part, to actually film that part, because at this point Jason is he's a superstar, you know, here in America especially. So he loved filming that one. Then we get to the weird ending that a lot of people just don't get. I'm included that I just don't get it. Apparently, you know, the stroke of midnight, they dump acid or something into the sewers. So they're down in the sewers, and this guy is like, hey, you guys got to get out of here. We're about to dump acid or whatever it was. I can't remember. Sometime, you know, they just need to get out of there. Jason takes that guy and kills him, and as they're climbing up there, you know, Jason gets trapped down there and gets hit by the acid. And then, after that, it just gets kind of weird. All of a sudden, you see a little shaking boy. It's Jason. He turns into a little boy. There's absolutely no explanation for this at all. And I don't think that they needed to do that. To me, it's not believable that they would throw acid down there in the sewers. I mean, honestly, but they could have left it at that. They could have left him in there getting hit by the stuff, and that's it. You know, you do get a cool look of the mask, you know, afterwards, you know, kind of bubbly and up on, you know, floating there. But then you see the little Jason, you're like, I'm over here scratching my head going, and even to this day, you know, I can still watch this one. You know, it's not one of the ones I really hate, but I can still watch it. But that ending, I can't accept it. It just doesn't make sense. You may have comments about that. If you have any comments or if you actually like it, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you do. So basically at the end of it, they get out and they move on. I mean, that's it. It's not an outstanding one. I can't even highly recommend it. But I do, out of the first 8 Paramount films in the series, you know, this is one that it's okay to watch. Just give it a chance. Think outside the box, honestly, because I'm still a fan of, you know, Jason at Crystal Lake. I will always love Crystal Lake Jason. So they were trying to do something different. So I'll applaud them for that. But no thanks. Let's go back to Crystal Lake next time, please. So out of 5 Jason masks, I got to give it 2 out of 5. I'll give it a strong 2 out of 5. You know, and again, I recommend it. I don't highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it and you haven't seen any other Jasons, don't start with this one. Do not start at the beginning. Do not start with this one because you might be turned off a little bit by the series, honestly. There's some decent kills, you know, so you do get entertained somewhat. Again, strong 2 out of 5. That's going to be it for the original Paramount series. So if I do continue the series, it's going to be Jason Goes to Hell, which is the New Line Cinemas version. So we'll see how it goes on that one, honestly, because Paramount is the one that needs to stay with Jason, honestly. So I do want to give a shout out real quick to a Facebook group. It's the Friday the 13th fans Facebook group. If you go on there and you go and do a search of Friday the 13th fans, join that group. They're awesome over there. It's www.facebook.com/groups/Friday the 13th fans, and there is outstanding people there. Every one of them are great. I do want to give a quick shout out to one of our members over there, Bernard Guzman. He's doing his own reviews. He posts it straight to the page, so I highly recommend joining the group and looking at his reviews because I love looking at his takes of the movies. So again, Bernard, thank you very much for your reviews. Thank you very much for participating in the group. You do make it fun to be over there every day. So again, everybody, subscribe to my channel. You will get more updates to films, more Friday the 13th films, and also some additional ones like the Halloween series, the Psycho series, and plenty more after that. So again, everybody, thanks a lot for listening. Give the video a like or 2. I would appreciate that very much to get this. Let's get this channel, you know, up and running. I hope everybody likes it, and each video I think is going to get better and better. So have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time.